we are gradually advancing speedily into monarchy. But the president, as it is, has introduced diarchy. Because we're not under democracy, we are under diarchy. You have some parts of Nigeria governed by democracy, and then you have some part governed by self-appointed dictators who had no business of being there. So the constitution was circumvented, and some trumped up security threats were manufactured just to accommodate the rejection of godfatherism, because the people of Rivers State rejected godfatherism. And that was what offended the federal government. Because, the godson of the president, who is the minister of the FCT, actually lost almost all his investment in Rivers with the rejection of godfatherism by the people. So the governor had to be whipped into order. And so you shove him aside and put the resources of the state and the government at the disposal of an imposter, designated as a sole administrator. And the sole administrator, shamefully, had gone to present a budget. That same imposter had conducted elections. Yeah, how can you give what you do not have? It's an established legal principle. You cannot give what you do not have. The man has no relationship with democracy. So how can he donate democracy? Rivers State, I'm not a prophet, but Rivers State is not going to recover from this attack and the introduction of this ignoble democratic tradition now, where the sole administrator is going to conduct local government elections. And the godson of the president is in PDP and is also in APC, because when he stands, you see the broom here and the umbrella on the other side. So the election is the rainbow of his personality now. So the governor will now come in. They will return him to power. So he has a very hostile House of Assembly that was PDP, and in the meeting night, metamorphosed into APC. Now they have also succeeded in putting up the local administration in the hands of APC. All this is struggle for the huge revenues of the people of Rivers. It's not about the well-being of the people. I've been to Port Harcourt a couple of times under this same state of emergency, but there has been no evidence of any threat. I even go out in the night to attend parties to test whether there was indeed some threat. I didn't even hear a gunshot for one day. So Port Harcourt is even more peaceful than Zamfara, than Kebbi, than Katsina, than Sokoto, than Kaduna, than Benue, than Plateau. Where every week the population is mere statistics. So the whole thing about this state of emergency is trying to rescue a godson from disgrace.
All right, so talk about the local government elections. It's been conducted, and then APC is said to have won 20, PDP to have won 3, yet Rivers State is supposed to be a PDP-dominated state. The FCT minister is said to be in PDP, and yet APC swept the whole Rivers. How do you see the whole election? Because a lot of people have described it in different terms. For you, how do you see it?
I am not surprised. Not surprised. You see, there is an adage in Hausa that where you climb, that's where you descend. Now, let's look at the legal instrument that constituted that illegitimate regime called the sole administrator in Rivers. It was in complete violation of the 1999 Constitution. Complete. The Constitution empowers the president based on the receipt of some intelligence security report to take action to save the country. And about 5 conditions were listed under Section 205. Now, none of those conditions were met, even though it's an exercise of discretion, which the court has held that once a local confers power to exercise a discretion, it cannot be challenged. Nonetheless, the procedure outlined by the Constitution was not followed. The president was supposed to put before the National Assembly a proclamation for endorsement before he will constitute a government. But it was the other way around. While the proclamation was pending before the National Assembly, we saw the president with some of his family members in a cubicle in the villa inaugurating the sole administrator. So the president was quite sure that the National Assembly was his own and they will never disagree with him. So this president behaved like Mahmoud, Professor Mahmoud, who adjourned the coalition of results for 10 o'clock, but so met with the angel of hell around 4 a.m., who advised him to declare results. So he assembled those who were around and declared the results. And immediately he finished, he said, anybody who disagrees, go to court. Which is the confirmation of the East African adage that if a thief asks you to go to court, he is sure that the judge is his brother. So the president knew that even if anything will happen, whether there were protests, there were anything, he was quite sure that the National Assembly was his. And they actually behaved true to time. So in the circumstance, would we expect anything different? My only prayers is that before the sole administrator leave, we may still have people called citizens of Rivers State, because we may end up with a situation where if they are not certain of the control, they will still take steps maybe to declare them as citizens